Are you thinking about getting your real estate license in the state of Iowa, but just don't know where to start? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you a complete step-by-step guide on how to get licensed and start your real estate career so you know exactly what to do to get started. My name's Chris. I've been a licensed real estate agent for the past 10 years, and I'm also a team leader, and I've helped hundreds of agents get started with their career and get their license. Before we dive into this video, I do want to tell you about our real estate license starter kit. Everything in this video, plus a lot more, is inside that guide. It's completely free to download, so click the link down below in the description and grab your copy of it. Also, in the description, you're gonna find a link to my favorite real estate school that I personally recommend. And the reason I like this school is it's state approved, and it's also a school that has a pass or don't pay guarantee. What that means is they really stand behind their work and they believe they can help you pass the exam. That's one thing I really love about their classes, and they offer this on some of their select course programs, so make sure to check them out. It's also an affiliate link, so you're going to be able to access different sales and discounts by clicking the link down below. So the very first step of this process is just making sure you meet some of the basic requirements. And the first one is you must be 18 years old or older, you must have a high school diploma or a GED, and you must be a legal US resident. Another thing to note is that you must be able to pass a background check. In the state of Iowa, you're required to complete a background check, and if there's something on your record that you think may cause a problem, make sure to reach out to the local real estate commission and have the conversation, because if it's something that's going to prevent you from getting licensed, you want to know ahead of time. But if it's something that they might make an exception on, that's good information to know as well. Step number 2 is completing your state-approved real estate pre-licensed education classes. In the state of Iowa, you're required to complete 60 hours of state-approved pre-licensed education classes, and you must also do an additional 3 12-hour in-person classes, totaling a total of 96 hours. Now, the good news is 60 hours of that can be done in person or online. So it's totally up to you how you want to get this done. But in my opinion, I would do some of this online, which makes it a lot more convenient and flexible for you. So if you want to check that out, there is an affiliate link down below to classes that I recommend. Now, during these classes, you're going to learn a ton of new things. You're going to learn real estate math, you're going to learn ethics, you're going to learn all about business, and it's a really good thing because not only do you need this information to pass the actual exam, but you're going to learn a lot of things that you can apply to your real estate career once you get out into the field. Now, when you're doing your real estate classes, I would highly suggest you do step number 3, which is completing your background check. And the reason I say get this done ahead of time is because it can take up to 8 to 10 weeks to get that background check back. And if you're in a rush or you really want to get your license quickly, then you want to get started on this as soon as possible. And the good news is fingerprinting kits are usually available through the Iowa Real Estate Commission. Once you get that done, we want to move on to step number 4, which is scheduling your real estate exam. In the state of Iowa, they're administered by PSI Exams, and you're going to want to schedule your exam at least 24 hours in advance. This can be done by phone or online. Now, when you get to the testing center, you're going to want to bring 2 major things. The first thing is a basic non-scientific calculator for the math portion of the exam, and you're going to want to bring 2 forms of identification. One can be a US passport or a driver's license, and you can bring other things like a debit card or a credit card, and this will work perfectly fine. Now, once you get into the testing center, you're going to be met with 2 different exams. You're going to have a state portion of the exam and a national portion of the exam. Both of these are separate tests, but you must pass both to be able to qualify and apply for your real estate license. So if you fail one and pass the other, that's okay. You can just come back and take the one that you failed. If you fail both, then you're going to have to come back and retake both. But these exams are multiple choice, so make sure you take your time to read each question multiple times before you submit your final answer, because sometimes the questions can be written in a way that is a little tricky, and they're not doing this to trick you, but they're doing it to make sure you fully understand the concepts in the exam and they feel confident administering you a real estate license. So make sure to read the question a couple times. You have plenty of time to get these done, but don't rush through it because that will usually lead to a failing grade. Now, once you complete the exam, you're going to find out right away if you passed or failed. And in order to pass, you're going to need to get a 70% score or higher on both exams. Now, if you failed the exam, don't worry about it. Don't stress out. It doesn't mean you're going to be a bad real estate agent, and it certainly doesn't mean you should quit this process. I know so many top agents that failed the exam multiple times before they ever passed, and then they went on to be super successful agents, so it doesn't mean you're going to be bad. It just means you need to work harder, study harder, come back, and retake the exam. Now, if you did pass the exam, it's time to celebrate because you're one step closer to getting your real estate license and starting this new career path. Next, we're gonna move on to step number 5, and that's applying for your real estate license. This is done through the Iowa Professional Licensing Bureau. And what you wanna do is you wanna package up everything you've done up until this point, such as your pre-licensed education that you completed, your past real estate exam, and you also wanna get your background check, and you wanna put it all together and you wanna send it out with your real estate license application. And then we move on to step number 6, which is one of the most exciting parts of this process. And that's selecting your sponsoring broker. This is one of the best parts because you get to pick where you want to work and what mentor you want to have. And I want to give you some really great questions to ask before you sign up with a brokerage because this can be your make it or break it moment. And I know when I first started real estate, if I didn't have my first real estate mentor, I don't know if I would have succeeded because I learned so much from that mentor. So here's the questions I would ask if I was starting all over again and picking a sponsoring broker. The very first one is, what kind of mentorship or training do you have specifically for new agents? Am I gonna get a mentor that's one-on-one? And if I do, when can I call that mentor? Can I call them at any time, or is there only specific hours and times that I can call and reach out to them? And the other thing to ask is, what kind of classes and trainings do they have specifically set up for brand new agents? From there, you want to ask the second question, which is, how are you going to help me market my business? So one of the hardest parts about real estate is finding clients. And the majority of people fail out of this industry because they can't figure out how to get clients on a consistent basis. So you want to pick a brokerage that's going to teach you how to market your business and grow your business in a way that you know you're comfortable with, that you'll actually do and participate in. So make sure to ask that question. And if you're looking for things like real estate leads, you might want to also ask if they have any teams at their brokerages that offer leads and if you can apply to those teams. And the last question to ask is about their fees and splits. So the first thing is, ask them if there's a monthly fee to become a part of their brokerage. Some brokerages charge $0 per month to be a part of their brokerage, while others charge hundreds of dollars per month, whether you're closing deals or you're not. And this can get expensive if you're a brand new agent. You also want to ask about the commission splits. Now, I don't want you to hyper focus on this because if you find a brokerage that has super high splits but not a lot of mentorship, you're probably going to get 100% of nothing. And that's really not worth it because you're going to fail out of the business and you're not going to have success. So I'd rather see you pick a brokerage that has super high mentorship and training with low splits than find one that has super high commission splits but no training, because chances are you're not going to do any deals anyway, so 100% of nothing is still nothing. One way to figure out and weed through all the fees associated with being a part of a brokerage is ask them this simple question. If I make a $10,000 commission, how much of that am I actually going to take home and net? Now that we got through all 6 steps, you probably have some questions rolling around in your head that you want answered. And I'm going to go through some of the most common questions I get asked about getting licensed. The very first thing is, how much does it cost to get licensed in the state of Iowa? So depending on what classes you choose and all the tools and resources you use in order to go through the process and get licensed really depends on how much it's going to cost. But I would estimate anywhere between $700 and $1,100 to get your Iowa real estate license, which at the end of the day really isn't bad at all considering the upside potential that you have with this real estate career and this license. The next question I commonly get is, how long does it take to get licensed? I would estimate anywhere between 7 to 12 weeks. And the reason I say that is because you do have a mix of online and in-person options with the state of Iowa, so it might take you a little bit longer to get those in-person classes done. But what I would say is I would estimate anywhere between 7 to 12 weeks. And if you take your time and go at a slower pace, that's totally okay too. But if you really move fast, then it can get done pretty quickly. The next question that I often get is the Iowa real estate exam hard? Well, the truth is, yes, it can be a little bit challenging. And a lot of people do fail the exam, but you don't have to. There are so many tools and test-like simulators that will help you through this process and give you a much higher chance of passing. The one I personally recommend is called CompuCrim. And what it will do is it will take you through test-like simulations, and it will actually quiz you and show you where you need to work on and where you need to study harder. And it will actually teach you the things that you need to know. And it will also show you what things you're doing well on so you spend less time on that. So using these tools can be a huge hack in order to pass your exam and give you the confidence that you need on test day. So if you want to check them out, there is an affiliate link down below for CompuCrim as well. And the last question I often get is, can I do this on a part-time basis? And the answer is absolutely yes. I know so many real estate agents that started their career on a part-time basis, and they've done very well. Some agents keep their full-time job and they do this part-time, and they have 2 income streams. Other agents will start part-time and then eventually they transition to full-time after they realize how much they enjoy the business and their business takes off, which is totally great too. But one of the things that I love about this career is how flexible it is. You can build it out the exact way that you want it. So if you want to keep it super part-time, you can totally do that. If you want to make it super full-time and build an empire, you can do that as well. So that's one of the best things about this career. Okay, so if you have more questions that I didn't cover, drop them in the comment section below and I'll do everything I can to get back to you ASAP. Also, if you like this kind of content, all about getting licensed and starting your career, make sure to smash that subscribe button and like the video if you appreciated it. I do check these videos, and when I see likes, it really encourages me to double down, make more, and help you guys get started. Thanks again for tuning in, and I hope you have a great day.